While the world watches the headlines of the recent strikes between the US, Israel, and Iran, the most important question for you is, what happens to your money tomorrow morning? History has shown us that in 2026, geopolitical instability is no longer just a news story, it is an economic reset. At Capital Blueprint HQ, we don't just report the news. We decode the financial architecture behind it. Right now, a shift is happening that will separate the prepared from the overwhelmed. If you have assets in the market, or if you're still relying on a single currency, the next 24 hours are critical. The energy shock and inflation. The first and most immediate impact is energy. The Middle East remains the world's power plant. Any escalation between these nations directly threatens the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important oil transit point. In 2026, we've already seen how fragile global supply chains are. A spike in oil prices doesn't just mean more expensive gas at the pump for Americans. It means a massive surge in the cost of everything from groceries to shipping. This is the definition of cost-push inflation. If you are holding cash, its purchasing power is being liquidated as we speak. This is why the 1% are moving their liquidity into hard assets immediately. The safe haven pivot gold and Bitcoin. When the drums of war beat, investors run for cover. Historically, that cover was gold. In 2026, we have a dual-pillar system, gold and Bitcoin. Digital and physical scarcity are the only hedges against a destabilized dollar. We are seeing a massive flight to quality. Central banks are hoarding gold, and institutional AI systems are reallocating portfolios into decentralized assets. Why? Because a system built on debt cannot withstand the shocks of a multi-front conflict. At Capital Blueprint HQ, we've always said, ownership is the only security. Owning assets that the government cannot print more of is no longer a choice. It's a survival requirement. The defense industry and AI leverage. There is a darker side to this. The defense sector companies that build the infrastructure of conflict often see a massive influx of capital during these times. But there's a new player in 2026, AI-driven defense systems. The wealthy aren't just betting on hardware. They are betting on the software that runs the modern world. While others are paralyzed by fear, the system builders are looking at which industries will be prioritized in a high-tension economy. Cybersecurity, AI automation, and domestic energy production are the moats of the future. The strikes we are seeing today are a reminder that the world is volatile, but your financial future doesn't have to be. This is the moment to audit your portfolio. Are you diversified? Are you hedged against inflation? Do you own systems, or are you dependent on the stability of a world that is currently on edge? Capital Blueprint HQ was built for times like this to provide the architecture of wealth when the noise of the world gets too loud. Subscribe to stay ahead of the shift. We will be tracking the market open closely. Use the tools, follow the blueprint, and stay focused on leverage, not labor. This is Capital Blueprint HQ. Stay prepared.